Bringing the nuclear heat, man.
All right.
All right, we back? We back, dog? Are we live?
We are live.
Cool. I'm going to go back in on it, man. Is there a way we notify them and let us know, hey, we're here, man. We're here and we're ready to rock?
Well, we'll see it in chat.
True. I feel you, man. Listen, dog. I just worry about our people. You feel me?
Yeah, for sure. It's,
we get right back into it, kiddos.
We do this for them.
It's true. Do it for the people.
The people.
The people. All right, man. I'm going to go back into it because I got to do it. It just is what it is. We're live on Facebook. We're live everywhere.
Yeah, we're live everywhere.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Good.
See?
Are you sure?
Live.
You jacked up? Back to what I was saying. I got one more point, then I'm passing it to my big dog. But here's the thing, man. You, audio's back.
Outsource Dusty, please. Dusty's not even here.
Dusty's not even here. You can't outsource Dusty. He's not here. Okay? He's not here.
Yeah.
Deep State, Deep State's coming after you hard already, man. Like I can't even believe it.
I know, right?
What if Dusty was Deep
State?
What if Dusty was Deep State? That'd be crazy. Now,
why would you think something like that? Why would you think that I would be Deep State? I don't understand why you would think I would be Deep State.
I trust no one, man. It could be Matt for all I know. I don't even know. What if I was Deep State? Just type it in, like right in front of you. It'd be.
You don't have the chops. You don't have the tech chops.
I don't have the tube technology.
A second account? No, that's beyond me.
That's beyond. I can't manage 2 accounts. Now, back to us saying Simone Biles. Here's the thing. As a father, everybody pulls the daughter card. I would absolutely hold my daughter to the highest standard because that's what we're called to be. Okay? I'm going to do that to my daughters.
But.
Go ahead.
But. My wife encountered a repost of another father
interesting.
who wanted to show his daughters that epic Carrie Strug vault, that moment, that epic Olympic moment.
You could do it, Carrie.
Yes. And so they watched it, and he was horrified at this rewatch in the post-Me Too era because she didn't want to do it. She was clearly nervous about doing it, and she went to her coach, and her coach forced her to do it, telling her insane things like, you can do it.
It's so toxic.
You have it in you.
What?
I believe in you.
I believe in you. And then she does it, and she's in tears clearly from the pain. And his daughters are asking him, why did she do it? Why would she do it? And he didn't have a good answer for them, because clearly she was forced to. And this was wrong. This was horrible. And it's not something we should look back on with fondness. Now, as I'm listening to this, I'm thinking, I wonder what Carrie Strug has to say about that. I wonder how she feels about that moment.
I don't know. Maybe we can.
If only there was like an interview where they got all that whole 7-person team together and talked about that epic win. Oh wait, they did. And they asked her specifically, what is it like for you thinking back on that moment? And she's like, that was the most important moment of my life, because throughout the rest of my life, I can always look back at that and say and know that I have what it takes to overcome adversity. That I have what it takes, despite my circumstances, to do what needs to be done and win.
To push through the pain.
Yeah. And so then my thought is, who is this douchebag, armchair quarterback, speaking for this girl? What about, why do we look at these people who do great things, right? And they did great things, and I don't do great things. So I'm going to twist my mind to make the fact that she even had to do a great thing horrible.
Upside
a
down.
horrible injustice. It's
Well, she didn't have to do a great thing.
No,
she
that's
chose to do a great thing.
Exactly. But in this moron's mind, he's not even a moron. In this weak father's mind,
Beta cuck.
and I'm not saying that I'm the pinnacle of manliness.
That beard says otherwise, but keep going.
Well, you know, I can't help what God gave me. All right, but I'm not saying that I'm the pinnacle of manliness.
We should do an episode where all of us shave our beards, in a couple months. In a couple months, if like my monthly show up,
I've only been clean shaven once since I graduated high school.
Oh, bro, I couldn't even trust my face right now. It'd be so fat.
Yeah,
it'd be so fat.
Well, here's the problem with me on this tangent. My chin would go from here to up here. You'd be like,
chin's right there.
What happened with your chin? Because like this makes my chin look like it's like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
a monstrous chin. I mean, it's a normal chin.
Sure.
I'm not chinless, but the contrast would be stark.
The beard is the male makeup, but yes.
Yeah. Anyway, but
I'd probably lose about 20 years.
20, yeah. Baby face.
He's diminishing her act of greatness by calling the necessity of the attempt, or the willingness to attempt, the fact that she was put into the position to attempt an injustice. It's gross. And what is he teaching his daughters? To not be exceptional.
Yep.
To not overcome adversity.
Give up.
When things are hard, quit.
Yep.
Be a quitter,
Just
like your
roll over.
father.
You know what's funny? I wrote about this in my first book, Defined by Definition. There was a study done in the 90s, and they polled Olympic athletes, and they asked a very simple question. Would you be willing to win a gold medal if it took 5 years off your life? Would you be willing to sacrifice 5 years of your life for one gold medal? You know how many people said yes? 98% of them. 98%. That's the mindset of a true athlete. You will do whatever it takes to win. Now, is that positive all the time? No, it's not. You make some bad decisions. You sacrifice a lot. It's a grind. And I only knew it on a microcosm as a Division I athlete. It was a full-time job, right? Like, I'm number one on pay these guys in college to play football, because it's a full-time job. From 5 a.m. to 10 o'clock, you are owned by the university, the best that you can be. And that goes for Olympic sport athletes as well.
Oh, for sure.
The
swimmers get up in the morning at the crack of dawn, swim. If they're still in school, they go to school. They come back, they get out of school, immediately go back to swim. Then they go home, do homework, eat dinner, and then go back to the pool, some of them, and swim again.
Like, I always thought it was funny. People were like, the college experience. I'm like, yeah, I mean, I got a taste of the college experience. I didn't really get to live the college experience because I was living in the gym. I was living in the ring. I was living on the track, like, trying to be the absolute best I possibly could be. I missed out on a lot of parties. And trust me, I partied hard for the first couple years of college, and that was bad. Should not have done that. Father, forgive me. But I sacrificed a lot of the college, quote-unquote, experience to be an athlete. But I would never trade that in for 1 second. And all I got to show for it is natty, couple All-Americans, and a Hall of Fame plaque. And that, to me, is completely worth it. It taught me a lot about myself. And that's what adversity does. It teaches you about yourself. It teaches you how to overcome.
Yeah, exactly. This isn't about the goal.
Nope.
You know?
No.
This isn't about the goal, because ultimately we do understand that, you know, to store up our treasures in heaven and not here on earth. That all these accolades don't mean anything in the light of eternity. Though they are cool, you know. There's something about them.
It's something freaking cool.
It is freaking cool.
It's cool.
It's awesome to be. Cool. It's an elite club to be a gold medalist, you know, or to even have medaled at all at the Olympics.
Yeah.
You know, that is an amazing accomplishment, but it's not the end all be all. That's why you said, you know, sometimes it's bad to be that driven.
Yes.
You know,
but it's the principle.
But yes,
it's the principle.
But there's more than just treasures being accumulated here. Okay, that's a small part of it. This is about the character that is being displayed. Commitment to others. She made a commitment to be there. Like she joined the team. She competed to be on the team to come here and then compete at the Olympics, and she didn't do it.
Yep.
She got them there, and then she said, I'm out. You guys
Figure
take
it
the
out.
reins. Figure it out.
Figure it out. Now, here's the other rebuttal that I keep hearing from people. There's so much stress as an Olympic athlete. Let me put this in perspective. She couldn't handle the stress of the Olympic Games. I would almost buy that if she was the 12-year-old girl playing table tennis for, I think it was Pakistan, that literally a 12-year-old was playing in the Olympics, okay?
That's amazing.
I might be able to buy the 15-year-old Chinese swimmer that nearly medaled yesterday, okay?
Yeah, except that she can't quit because her family will probably die.
She ain't getting rice for a year if that happens in China. Okay?
Exactly. So let's talk about stress. Let's talk about stress now.
Now, I could buy it if that might be the case. This is her second Olympics, and she's already performed at a high level in the other Olympics. The issue here is...
Is it her second? I thought it was her
It's
third.
her second. No, it's only second.
Hmm.
It's only second. But she destroyed the first time she went. When she was 19 years old, she owned that SOB. Okay? She rocked it. Now...
She probably tried to get on in the Olympics before that, but didn't make the team.
Yeah. Now, that being said, you're telling me that the stress changed? It's different? Nobody in the crowd. But, but the pressure was on me, and then she acknowledged that the social media got to her. Wait a minute, you're claiming to be the GOAT, and social media got to you?
Wait a minute. Wasn't there social media 4 years ago?
Yes.
Or, I'm sorry, 5 years ago?
Yes. Yes.
There was. Okay.
Crazy. Now, that being said, let me put this in context. I don't know if you guys are... Go ahead.
Like, I can understand. Like, I don't know if she claimed to be the GOAT or if others are claiming that she is the GOAT.
She put goats on her... She put goats on her her jersey. She put goats in a circle.
Yeah, that was a mistake. That was a mistake. The vaccines don't work. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the Rube Empire.
Vaccines don't work. I like this guy already, or girl. Whoever this is, phenomenal. Vaccines don't work. We agree. Now, that being said...
Okay, so...
Go ahead.
Okay, so then there's that. But I can understand that, there's all this pressure to be the greatest of all time.
Sure.
To live up to
what
the
you
hype,
did before.
To the hype. But then to me it's a simple solution, and obviously easier said than done. Obviously. But don't you look at yourself and then say, listen, it's not about me. It's about my team.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it should be.
I will just go out and do whatever I can. And it doesn't matter if I don't live up to the hype. It only matters that I do what I committed myself to do.
At least do your best.
Yeah.
You're there to do your best. Do what you can. If you fail, you fail. But at least you'll know that you did everything you could do to help your team, to help your teammates, to help yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All the
that
greats
you did your best.
And I want to say, God bless you, vaccines don't work. Hope you have an awesome night. Tell your friends about the show. We'll see you next week.
Now, listen, here's the thing. Again, I went Super Saiyan on Simone for a reason. You're literally paid to deal with the pressure. You're paid to deal with it. And if you can't handle it, don't get on the plane to Tokyo. Go make a comfy paycheck working for NBC, covering the Olympics. It's really simple. Phelps just did it.
Let somebody else take your spot.
Let somebody else who wants to step into that position, but don't have a team rely on you to come through. And if you're not
sweep the rug right out from under them as they're entering the arena, essentially.
It's about principles, and we want to teach our kids a higher standard, a higher moral.
And you know what?
Go ahead.
And if she had done it, and we were disappointed, and she, it would be disappointing if she had done it, and that was it was just matter of fact. This is what happened. We'd all be disappointed in her, and she'd probably be disappointed in herself. But instead, we're celebratory.
Yes.
That's why you're so riled up.
That's what I mean.
Because it's not that it happened. That happens all the time. We're not naive about this world.
Yeah.
It's the celebration of it.
That's the issue that I have. My issue is this.
Quitting is a virtue now.
Exactly. We it would be different if she's repentant or remorseful. But she's not. The first thing out of her mouth was, "I'm a stronger person for this." And people went, "Yay!"
Quitting is a virtue.
No, she would have been a stronger person had she persevered,
Exactly.
gotten over that stress or mental health issue.
That's the upside down.
And had she actually competed and
won
done
or
a
lost.
poor job, and it was like the hype got to me and the pressure, and I just failed, we would have been like, man, that sucks. I can understand that.
Tom Brady.
Once you went through it.
Tom Brady lost 3 Super Bowls.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan, in his 13-year career, only won 6 titles. So that means he lost 7 times. Okay, people fail. Listen. I won a national championship 1 time. I went into a national competition 6 times. I didn't win them all. I didn't win them all, man. You get rocked. It happens. But at least you try. That is what you tell your kids. Oh, that's what you tell. That's what you do in your own life. But to pretend
that's what competition is for, is to build that perseverance.
And we celebrate
to push through. Mm-hmm. Even if you lose, you push through.
It's called character.
Because you learn from losing.
We celebrate.
You don't learn from winning.
That's what we celebrate. Not quitting.
That's why you want your kids to be in sports. To build character. I mean, what character? Who likes the quitter? Who watches, I don't know, Predator and thinks, you know what, this movie would have been better if Arnold would have just quit.
Should have just bailed.
Yeah. John Connor and Sarah Connor, I mean, why didn't they for their own mental health, they should have just quit instead of saving all of mankind.
Well,
yeah.
But why are we hiding our shortcomings and quitting and our softness, our pussification behind mental health?
Because there is a stigma to mental health, right?
No, there's absolutely not. We talk about it ad nauseum. We celebrate people with mental health issues, and we diagnose people with mental illness when,
Okay, that's true.
Because how many?
But random person out on the street starts acting strange. What do most people do?
He's crazy.
Avoid them.
Yeah, exactly.
Random crazy person on the street.
And I know. Like my wife has talked about. She's had several conversations with people in her life about her anxiety, and they ain't got nothing to say to her. Like, she's dealt with anxiety, and she'll bring it up in an effort to, like, kind of, I don't know, just discuss her life with somebody. And what do? They change the subject.
Sure.
So there is a stigma. But you're right.
It's not
that
so
they're
much
also.
Stigma.
What's that?
I don't think it's so much a stigma. I think it's more a lack of preparation. We know how to talk about certain issues. We don't know how to talk about mental health issues.
Yeah, true.
We don't know how to discuss that with somebody.
Well, yeah, and the media ain't helping with
suffering from. No, they're not. Being compassionate to somebody who is suffering from a mental health issue, such as anxiety or depression or ADHD.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
But here's the thing,
it's not
too.
so much that you like somebody tells you that they deal with anxiety or whatever, and you're just like, whoa, crazy. I guess we're not friends anymore. It's like
It's more
like,
they
oh,
don't.
I have no idea what to even say.
I don't know how to talk about
Yeah,
this.
I don't know, man. The thing is, this is gonna be unpopular. I'm gonna sound like a dick, but I'm just gonna roll with it because you're not gonna see me.
It's never stopped you before.
It's never stopped me.
Not once.
When do our traumas define us?
When we let them.
When we let them, or when we overcome.
When do our shortcomings define us?
When we overcome them.
But think about this. It's like even a cancer survivor. That is tough to deal with.
Oh yeah.
But is that your badge of honor your whole life? I'm a cancer survivor. And I'm not again. This is gonna sound a-hole-ish.
It's yes and no.
But do your traumas define you? Hey, yeah, I was sexually abused as a kid. That's gonna define me the rest of my life. That's what I define myself as. That's where I seek virtue.
Well, yeah,
If that's where you focus on.
So okay, well, there's a difference between cancer survivor and there's two cancer survivor is different from
Sure.
sexual abuse.
My point is,
but I understand what you're saying.
Crap is going to happen
there's
to
two
you.
ways to handle having been a cancer survivor. One is I overcame cancer. I lived my life to the fullest. Or the other is I was a victim of cancer. You should treat me differently because I've had trouble in my life. I've had hardships in my life. Sexual abuse is just bad. No, I mean, but even then, you can overcome it.
Yeah.
So the overcomer, that is a badge of honor that they should wear the rest of their life.
Sure.
The perpetual victim, that does nothing for you.
No.
I mean, in this day and age, it gets you cultural collateral.
Sure.
But it shouldn't, and that cultural collateral does not help you live a better life.
Sure.
It just keeps you where you are, keeps you a victim, which, and that's a terrible place to be.
Yeah. No, again, that's part of it. The other part of it to me is it's being used so much. What's real and what's not. That's the problem is we've cried racism so much in America. Mm-hmm. Racism doesn't mean anything anymore. We've claimed mental health issues so often and so early. It doesn't mean anything anymore because there are legitimately depressed people, mm-hmm. but there's also legitimately just lazy people that are like, I'm depressed. Okay, there's legitimate people that have anxiety, right? Mm-hmm. Legitimate cases out there. There's some people that are just super fearful people. You just don't want to try anything new.
Yeah.
I have anxiety. Do you? Now, both there's legit. Again, no one's minimizing it.
I agree.
But that's not your defining characteristic. To your point,
it feels like more and more these days, nobody can deal with life.
No. Because we tell our kids to quit. We tell our kids not to overcome. We tell our kids to abandon commitment. We tell our kids to live at a low standard. We have a low view of people, low view of women, mm-hmm. low view of 4'11" black women. We have a low view of
trophies.
Participation. That's
trophies.
The problem. We are finally ruining the day that we started this softness, and we have people like LeBron James, who was supposed to be a hero, gets bounced in the first round and talks about Space Jam, and he's so excited that it's going to be in China, only for it to not get played in China. Weird. And all he does is says, I'm going to press black man, even though he's literally one of the 0.001% of Americans as far as wealth. Give me a break. I saw a TikTok the other day, and it was like, there was a black girl, and she had all this cash. I don't know if you saw this one, but she was quoting Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and she's like, my best performance, or my worst performance. And they totally bought it. The caption was black celebrities telling black people how oppressed they were in America.
Nice.
As they go to their mansions. I mean, that's the thing is like, we are literally creating a generation that's defined by shortcomings, oppression, trauma, all this bullcrap. We are literally painting ourselves into that corner. And now, it's seen as virtuous. Like, oh, I've got ADHD. Do you? I have anxiety.
The other thing
Do
about it is beyond cultural, but physical.
Mm-hmm.
In that our diet just keeps getting worse and worse
Sure.
and worse.
Sure.
More and more chemicals in our food. Everything is processed.
Sure.
And it that messes up your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Time out. The deep state.
Yeah.
USA leads in medal count. Biden's Olympics is about winning, not whining. Now, time to be fair, these guys were all preparing during the Trump days.
Oh, Stan.
All these athletes you're watching. I'm not trying to throw out the record, but it is what it
It's
is.
actually supposed to happen on Trump's watch. It's
A
supposed to be Trump's
better indicator is going to be Paris in 2024. We'll see how Biden's athletes do. But if Miss Simone Biles is any indicator of it, it's probably going to go down pretty fast. But it is what it is, man. Anyways, we got to start wrapping this up, boys. Final thoughts. What do you got? We'll start with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Help me, Obi-Wan. You're my only hope. Dusty.
Well, one of the issues that I really wanted to talk about tonight that we never got to, our esteemed mayor Demings
Esteemed.
has
You said
been
that like
pushing.
that was real. You
Yeah,
said that
right.
like it actually is true. Go ahead.
He has been pushing a narrative to force the vaccine on all non-unionized civil workers and sheriff's office,
and pushing businesses to do the same thing.
pushing businesses to do the same thing.
In other words, you get vaccinated or you get fired.
Fired. So why are they pushing this so hard? Oh yeah, it's illegal. The vaccine has not been fully tested or ratified. So according
Even if it
to
was,
several different conventions, it is illegal to push this.
Mhm.
Now, on top of that, he's pushing on all non-unionized people. Why would he push on non-unionized instead of just say everybody? Oh, because the unions would fight back hard, and he knows he's got nothing to stand on. But the non-unionized, well, they don't have a union to fall back on. One of the benefits of a union, and just one of the small ones,
Okay.
unions really don't do too much.
Then you push people into unions,
Yes.
right? It's for protection.
Yep.
Then
Yep.
they get more dues to spend on who? Oh, Democrats like Mayor
Demings, yay!
So this type of narrative just is circular in logic, and pushing this type of vaccine,
When I
which
think about it that way, like, there's no way this guy's getting reelected.
you'd be
I don't
surprised.
know. I'd be surprised. People.
I would be. I think he would be surprised, unless there's this giant influx of union money suddenly
Yeah, weird.
from
Right.
just like all these new sectors in the government that are suddenly unionized
Yeah.
under his watch.
Crazy. So
That
he wins
would
either
be
way. Is
weird.
what you're trying to say? He wins either way.
Yeah.
I hope, but
Yeah,
his
Demings-
wife probably would have something to do with that.
Yes, Demings.
But
Demings some moron.
she has some competition this year.
Oh,
This year, there's a conservative running against her and has sued the state of Florida several times, which has also brought about the mask mandate going away.
true.
So
What is she? What is
Look
she?
this guy up.
What is her position?
she's a senator or representative
Okay.
for the House.
Cool.
We'll see how it goes.
She's unfortunately in my district. Yeah,
I got you.
yeah. I get both Demings. Yay.
Big thumbs down.
Yeah, he's very big. But my final thought is anybody that's pushing that hard for a vaccine, there's something behind that. Find out what that is before you get the vaccine. Even if you get fired, you might be better off. The side effects from the vaccine are quite often much worse than some of the stuff that it may or may not help.
But
They
the
still
media
haven't
would've told
proved
us
the
that,
efficacy
Dusty.
of the vaccine.
The media would have told us if there were side effects.
Yeah, go to TikTok and just start scrolling through some vaccine side effects hashtags and just look at some of the people that have gone through.
Mhm.
It's
That's
horrific.
always possible. That a portion of them are liars
Yeah, upwards
trying
of
to get clout.
5%.
You know, a portion of them are
5%.
liars trying to get clout, but the sheer preponderance of evidence, to me, excludes things like 100% lies and manipulation. You know.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So
Big
that's
man.
my final thought, guys.
Matsky, fire in the hole, brother. He's deep in thought. Deep.
The giants in the Bible
Amen.
are way more important than you thought that they were. There's more than just Goliath, and it adds layers upon layers of dimensionality to the Bible that you never thought existed.
Tell him to the field, man.
And it's pretty awesome. Look into
Bible.
it. Look into it.
First of all, I'm mad.
Nephilim.
I'm mad at the comic Bible, okay? So I'm reading that with my kids right now. They love it, okay? They love
the action Bible.
Action Bible, okay? You get
Oh,
they get to Aga Bashan. It's just a little picture of his face. They don't talk about the fact that this guy's a giant. They don't talk about how big his bed was. They don't talk about Moses and Joseph wrecking that fool. Makes me mad. Anyway, sorry. Aga Bashan, look it up. Crazy. Man, I agree with both of you. Okay, cool. So here's the thing. I'll test to this. You know, it is what it is. I've come to a place in my life where things are a little bit crazier, so I don't have as much time to do this show. Okay? I came to my boy, talked to him straight up. I didn't go on the show and say, hey man, I got my clout. 160 episodes. I'm good. Peace out. We worked through it. We talked about it. We said what was going to happen. It is what it is. So I'm going to be a monthly hammer that comes in at the end of the month and just crush things. I'm okay with that. I think these guys are okay with it. I've heard the rumors and mumbling on the show, the weird sabbatical. I deserve that. It's hilarious, okay? And I need to be roasted like that. Iron sharpens iron. But listen, man, like, communication with your team, it's a big deal, okay? Talk to people. Tell people what's going on, okay? Obviously, Simone Biles' mental health is such a farce. Like, all these things are a farce. But just communicate and speak about these things. Talk about these things. Talk through this with people. Communicate, man. People, what is it? People are okay with good news or bad news. They hate surprises. Just is what it is, right?
Yeah.
Just talk to people, man. Like, here's the thing. If I'm Simone Biles and I had any inkling that this was going to go down, I wouldn't have gotten on the plane. I would have talked to people and said, hey, this is the deal, right? But to me, you wanted the endorsement money, you wanted the love and adulation, you wanted all that stuff, but the moment it gets tough, you bounce. You've literally played yourself. We know you're full of crap. Just be honest about it, man. I miss the days of honesty, but honesty's not a virtue anymore. It's not. It's just not. We don't celebrate it. Let's get back to virtue. Let's get back to telling the truth. Let's get back to honestly. Let's get back to that stuff. And Christian, hold the line and stand firm. Contend for the faith you put your faith in. That's in Ephesians, right? We always miss that. The root word of contend is the same word that the Greeks use for wrestling, fighting, contending. You know, we get hypnotized in woke Jesus world, and it's one of my favorite pages. If you don't follow it on Instagram, do it. It's called Woke Jesus. Because so many fools out there that don't follow Jesus have this animation, this cartoonish version of Jesus, where Jesus is like Buddha, Krishna, the Beatles all wrapped up in one, and it's absolutely not what Jesus is. And what's magical is this. Yeah. Like, when the world says, blessed are the meekness is towards God.
Yes.
People miss that one. When
not to be beta.
And like to quote Jordan Peterson, meekness
alpha.
Isn't weakness.
Exactly.
Meekness is the warrior who stays his blade because he knows he's dangerous, but he knows he doesn't necessarily have to use it in this situation.
But there's the potential of the blade.
Yeah.
This, and this is what I find hilarious online is They absolutely hate it when you tell the truth. They hate it. They'll fight tooth and nail. I got onto it with somebody online about them completely misquoting the Bible. And this is usually what it happens. They misquote the Bible to suit some liberal agenda. I step in, correct them in a nice way. Pandemonium unleashes. I'm evil, hateful, blah, 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 blah. But remember, this is the upside down.
Actually, no, you're just wrong.
You're wrong. Because remember, in the upside down world, facts are hate. Opinions, facts. My opinion of what Jesus is more important than factually what he is.
Yes, my opinion is more real.
Yes.
Than the facts that make up reality.
Because we're in the upside down. So what I'm calling for people to be honest and stand firm in it. Contend for the faith that you put your hope and trust in. Jesus said he didn't come to unite. Luke says it's the opposite. I came to divide. I'm going to cast son against father, daughter against mother. They're going to come after you for telling the truth, speaking the truth. It's how it's going to go down. Jacob literally fought God for his promises. He wrestled God to keep your promise, God. There is a theme throughout the Bible of literal people telling the truth and contending. Go through Acts. Paul is thrown out of towns, stoned on a regular basis because he pissed somebody off for telling the truth. Unbelievable. So when people try to characterize following Christ or being Jesus as, well, you're not supposed to say anything against anybody.
Psalms, anyone?
Yeah.
Psalms? David lamenting?
You can't pick on a 24-year-old kid. She's a grown woman. My Bible says make your yes, yes, and your no, no. My Bible also says that it's foolish for a man to start building a tower and not count the cost or the materials before you build it. So that people won't mock you after you can't finish what you do. Just like what happened with Simone Biles. My Bible talks about a God who regularly wants to quit on people, but doesn't because he's God and he doesn't quit. In the days of Noah, he wanted to literally destroy everybody, but he saved him. He
regretted making man.
Yes.
Yeah.
He regrets calling the people of Israel his people. Moses has to contend. Weird. Fight. There's a theme happening here. That's so strange. Fight for us. And God's like, you know what? I want to quit. I want to destroy. I want to get rid of all of you because you literally have chosen your own path. You've gone against the Creator. But I'm not a quitter.
I made promises.
Weird.
That I'm going to keep.
Jesus literally sweated blood in the Garden of Gethsemane. He knew this. Pardon my French, but this crap is going to hurt bad. I'm going to experience pain that I've never experienced before. I'm going to literally have God turn his back on me.
I think that's what scared him the most.
Yeah. Three parts, all God. Party's going to turn on you, man. Because you're going to take on sin. It's more painful than anything you probably experienced at the cross. My boys are going to deny me and reject me. It's going to get bad. It's going to get ugly. But I'm here on a mission to build my kingdom, and it's not of this earth.
I made promises that I'm going to keep.
Right? So what I'm getting at is this. Tell the truth. Contend for the faith that you say you have. Because a lot of these woke Christians, a lot of these progressive Christians, a lot of these non-Christians who pull the Jesus lever to try to silence you, which is hilarious, by the way. And I've seen this so many times. And people hate this. Because whenever you call something out that's wrong, evil with the world, non-Christians will always be like, well, is that what Jesus would do? And they only pull the Jesus lever because they think that's going to quiet your dissent.
They think that you don't know.
Yeah.
They expect you not to know what you believe.
They expect you to literally cower at some revelation that they have when they have forfeited all truth by not following the truth. Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, the life. You forfeited it, but I'm going to use it.
You didn't say a way?
No,
Oh,
not
true.
the.
Because the way.
The early church was called the way for a reason.
People of the way.
The way. Now, they'll use that to try to guilt you into not saying anything, but guess what? Jesus called Peter Satan. Jesus turned over tables, called the religious people a den of thieves, whitewashed sepulchres, called out the Pharisees. You remember the story where he said he, without sin, cast the first stone? He was calling those people out that wanted to stone the adulterous woman. But he didn't say, hey, go keep banging people. What did he say? Go and sin no more. He called her out.
Yeah.
You didn't say you do you?
You do you. Have you seen that meme on Woke Jesus?
That would,
do you?
Yeah, that would be a bad thing.
Tell the truth. Contend for the faith that you believe in. Stand tall. People are going to hate you. That's literally part of the game. Jesus said that they're going to hate you because they hated me first. Contend. Stop being soft. Call it out. Stop backing off because freaking Matt Chandler wants to suck on the teat of the world. Stop falling for this stupidity of the David Platts of the world that literally have given up their platform to suckle on the teat of the world. The Bible said that there will literally be men that do this. They will claim to be among us, but they were never among us in the first place, 1 John.
We will. False teachers will tickle our ears.
Tickle your ears what we want to hear. And they're going to do it. And even people that you love. I love Vodi Bakum. I'm waiting for the bomb to fall out and for him to start getting heretical. I don't think it's going to happen. But when it does, I know Jesus is coming back, so it's all good. It's just really simple. But contend for the truth that you believe in. And stop being weak. Period. Your strength is in God.
Yep.
Period. You're meek and weak only to God. Everywhere else, you got to contend. That's my final thought. Not bad for being off for a month, huh?
That's pretty darn good.
Send them home, man. Will you send these people home? You missed me, didn't you? I see a little tear, just one tear coming. Oh man.
You've been watching Plausible Foolishness, home of the Rube Empire, where the people are free, the taxes are voluntary, unless you're that guy. Oh, that guy.
Whoa.
And we serve freshly roasted liberal logic every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. right here on twitch.tv/Plausible Foolishness, YouTube, Facebook Live, anywhere you can get podcasts, Rumble now, and Minds.com and Instagram. Peace.